Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for the fire signs and their twin flame connection. Fire signs, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. So, I wasn't sure if I was going to do twin flame readings this month, but I was called to do it, but do it through the elements. And a new part of my tarot practice is doing a mini meditation before each reading and writing down up to 10 items that I see in that meditation for you. In the water sign reading, there was a really tremendous synchronicity when I did that, so I was so happy. So these things that I'm about to show you, they may not resonate for you right now, but they could show up in your future on your travels somewhere. So I encourage you to write them down or take a screen cap at the end when I hold up my notebook, just to see if they resonate. If they do, please let me know. I would love to know about it. So for those of you who are here for a twin flame reading or don't understand what a twin flame is, I encourage you to look up the meaning of it because they're much more extensive definitions. But a twin flame connection is at its basest one energetic soul in two people. So one soul, two people. There's always a runner and chaser dynamic. So one person is running from the connection, one person is chasing the other. And at some point, there can be a flip in the energies due to spiritual awakening. So the whole kind of point of a twin flame connection, and not everyone has a twin, but the whole point of a twin flame connection is that the twins trigger one another. It's meet your twin, and it's really hot and heavy, passionate. There seems to be this just psychic bond that they somehow message you, text you, say things just in very opportune or inopportune moments. They just somehow know things, and you know about them. But the whole point is to trigger one another into spiritual awakening. So some would say that it's not a guarantee, far from it, that you will be in union with your twin, although you could be. There's some people that don't want anything to do with their twin flames, and that's perfectly fine. This reading is for people who are in separation from their twin, and I am also a twin. So, fire signs, right off the bat. I saw a selenite crystal, which is, it looks like this, right? But I actually saw this in the meditation. And it's so interesting because there didn't used to be a crack in this, and I don't actually know when this happened. And I was looking at it just now, and I see this like hairline crack in this piece of selenite. When you crack a crystal, which is devastating, but they always say that when a crystal breaks, it took a hit for you. So honestly, I did drop something on my desk at one point before your reading, but way before your reading, before the water sign reading. I didn't notice it until now. So maybe the spirit is feeling that something took a hit for you. I saw a crystal aquamarine. So right off the bat, two crystals that are very cool energy. So there could be something here, fire signs, that maybe you're overstimulated in your element right now, and you just need some chill time. So I would highly recommend that you grab onto crystals, wear colors that are cool, to moderate an overactive fire energy. Right? It's great to be fiery. I have fire in my, I have fire rising, but sometimes you just need to balance things out. So Spirit is really kind of harping on that. A bouncing ball, but specifically in a karaoke video. So I don't do karaoke, but I've seen it. And you know how there's the ball that bounces on the words so that you know when to sing them? That is very specific. Maybe you or your twin like to sing karaoke, but it's very, very specific. A bell, but like a church bell. Fingers/pies. So that expression, they had a lot of fingers and a lot of pies, right? It's almost like you're like a busybody. You have like, you're kind of all up in everybody's business, or you're doing a lot of different things. You're like multitasking. The expression, I don't know if this is an American idiom, but it's not the most complimentary. You only have a lot of fingers and a lot of pies. Like it's not complimentary, but at the same time, it does suggest a lot of, I just see a lot of busybodiness that I don't know if this resonates with you or this is how your twin is. Take it as it resonates. Red velvet, but in terms of cloth. And then that made me think of Twin Peaks and an owl. So I'm just going to stop right there for a second. If you've ever watched Twin Peaks, the television series that was on during the 90s, it was a David Lynch production. That show is crazy. That show is so weird and amazing, and I love it, and it terrifies me. And I'm an adult now. I was young then. I'm an adult now. It still terrifies me. But there are a lot of themes in Twin Peaks that speak and have esoteric, spiritual connotations. So I saw the owl and I saw the red velvet cloth. Without getting too much into that television show, it simply denotes to me that there's some interdimensional jumping that's happening between you and your twin. So if you're jumping timelines or you're elevating dimensions, right? Every time you understand or elevate to a new level of consciousness, you jump a timeline, you jump a dimension, right? Because there's an infinite number of them. And every time you heighten your consciousness, you essentially create a new version of yourself. Your twin can do that too. And somewhere in the middle, you and your twin are somehow connecting in this in-between. I see that very clearly. And it could be a very mysterious place. In Twin Peaks, there was a red room. And the protagonist of that show would go to that space to find answers. It was very dreamlike, almost nightmarish. But it's this place of the unknown, and he would go there, he would almost meditate to that place, just like astral travel. So I see my twin a lot I'm in separation with my twin, but I see him a lot in astral travel. And so you may be experiencing that at this time. Could be very confusing for you. Rainbow and the right ear ringing or itching. Right? So if your right ear is ringing or itching, could mean that your twin is thinking about you, talking about you. Yeah. So I'm going to pull, let me get this, sorry. I'm going to take one card from the Human Spirit Oracle deck for the overall energy and read from the Mystic Mondays Tarot. It's only 3 o'clock where I live, and it is raining and cloudy and very dark, so I apologize for the lighting. So fire signs, let's see if any of these visions that I saw in my meditation come through in this reading. They may not. One card for the fire signs, please. Thank you. Interesting. Number 42, Third Eye Blind. So of course I think of the band Third Eye Blind. And the immediate song lyric that came was, wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend. You could cut ties with all the lies that you've been living in. And wait, if you do not want to see me again, I would understand. Oh man, that is so powerful. That makes me want to cry, actually. I wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend. You could cut ties with all the lies that you've been living in. And if you don't want to see me again, I would understand. That makes me want to cry. I'm not going to. I've cried a lot this week. God, that's intense. That was intense. It's still like hitting me. It's hitting me right here. You could be in a really tense place with your twin at this time. You know, the card says third eye blind, and yet here it is. And it's hard to tell because it's so bright, but this third eye is inside of a triangle. There's a lot of sacred geometry action happening with it, right? There's an eye here and an eye here on the hand, but the actual eyes are shielded. So it's actually opposite of third eye blind in my interpretation. It's almost like you know spiritually what is going on, but in your 3D world, things could look so much different with your twin. 42 reduces to a 6, which is the Lover's card in the major arcana. Could be seeing some butterflies, although in North America it's not the season. But global warming makes it so. A disconnect between what's happening in the astral and the 5D and what's going on in the 3D. It makes sense. But it's very prominent. It's very prominent for you right now. 4 cards for the base spread, 4 cards for clarifier. The first card represents your energy. Right off the bat, strength card in reverse, so Leo, you showed up in your own reading. Second card represents their energy. Right off the bat, the Fool card in the reverse. Wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend. I thought, when I said the lyric, I thought of the Fool card, and here it is. If you have water placements, the Fool card came out in the water placement reading, or the water sign reading. So please feel free to watch that. You may have a message in there for you. Third energy is the connection. And the fourth energy will be advice from Spirit. 4 cards after that will clarify. Okay. One more card and then we can get started. Thank you, Spirit. Actually, another card jumped out. You're having a, I can already see it. You're having a, it's tough for you right now. Fire signs, I'm very sorry. It's very frustrating. I feel frustrated for you. I feel really frustrated. I feel sad. Yeah, but the extra card that came out was the Magician. This is in the subconscious energies. Magician is the number 1 card, but it starts after the Fool, which is number 0, which you also got in this reading. The Magician represents Gemini energy or Virgo, so your twin may be one of those signs. Doesn't have to be. But the Magician talks about being the master manifester. Spirit just said to me, it seems kind of harsh. Please try not to take it that way. But whatever is happening right now, Spirit is saying you have manifested it. whatever is happening in your twin flame connection right now, you have manifested it. And I know that could sound like totally crazy to somebody out there. Like, I would never want to manifest this situation. It sucks. However, really encourage you to, what is spiritual awakening and maturity, right? What actually is it? I think, or it's been my understanding in my spiritual path, that you have to look at what the common denominator is in your life, and it's always going to be you. So if you have been the kind of person that can't keep a job, can't keep a relationship, can't finish things that you start, are an overachiever, trying to people please, whatever it is that's your quirk, whatever it is that's your thing, the immature side of you can just blame the world, blame your parents, blame your circumstances, blame everybody else. But the spiritually mature side says, you know what? Yeah, that was a factor. Those people and situations, they were a factor in my life. But I am the common denominator. And at some point, I'm going to have to take responsibility for my part. And Spirit is saying, you are so, this is how powerful you are. Because you embody the magician energy at this time. Which means that the world around you is the manifestation of your mind, of your mind's eye. Okay, so that applies to everyone, though, to a certain extent, right? We're manifesting our realities. We're manifesting our perception of the reality that we live in. It's very important, because if something is not working out the way that you want it to work out, it also shows me that you have the power to change it. You don't have the power to change someone else. You don't have the power to change your twin. Don't try to do that. They have to change on their own. But you have the power to change yourself. This is completely affirmed by the Strength card in reverse, Leo energy. This is the number 8 card in the Major Arcana. When the Strength card is in the upright, it talks about somebody who has a mastery over the ego center that protects us from things that may hurt us or hinder us or threaten who we are, threaten our identity. When you have it in the upright, though, it shows a mastery over the ego, a mastery over the self, an equilibrium. And when it is in reverse, the ego is very, very prominent. It's prominently ruling your life right now. Like, you are caught in the ego cycle, and an ego death is required. Now, we go through several ego deaths. Of course we do, because we're constantly reinventing ourselves. Constantly. Right? We're constantly evolving and reinventing ourselves. And if we're not, we should be. Right? Because what is life for if you're not going to learn through the process, the earth school of being here? Do you want to stay the same person? It's not to say you're not still a good person or a loving person or a giving person or a successful person. It could be all those things still. But you just you're going to want to elevate each level of that. And right now it's really difficult for you to do that because you are in a place of a lot of hurt. 2 of Cups in reverse. There is a complete disconnect between either you and your twin or you and your higher self. It's yes, you and your twin. I mean, if you're coming to this reading, I'm reading for twins in separation, right? But there's a disconnect between, even in the astral, things are very confusing. You have a higher self, a self in the 5D, right? Like your soul up there. where your twin resides with you because you share the same soul. That's the kicker of it. That's the crazy part of it. If you've come here and you're just like, what is she talking about? I don't blame you. But when you're in a twin flame connection and you know it, it's such a heady thing to believe that you could share same energetic soul with somebody. And yet your heart knows it through and through and through. When you can embrace the fact that the two of you are connected in the 5D, you're so intertwined, there's nothing that could ever separate you, right? If you can understand that, you can get to this place of peace. It's so difficult. There are some days when I'm completely in love with my twin in the 5D, that it doesn't matter if I never see him again. I'll see him every day in my heart. And there's some days when I wish that with separation, like, he lives in another country. It's not far enough away. It's not far enough. It needs to be even further because I can't stand it. Right? So there's this back and forth, and I feel as though you're going through that a little bit. But what this kind of tells me is that you've been disconnected from yourself. And the idea is not that we become more like our twin. It's that we spiritually evolve and become more ourselves. So I'm going to pull a clarifier on this. What is the disconnect? What is the major problem here for my twins that are watching? I mean, it's the path, right? Two of Wands is, I could go this way or that. I'm not sure. And so I'm just going to stand still. I do feel stagnancy here, to be honest with you. I feel stagnancy. Like, especially with this Fool card in reverse. Yes, this is your twin's energy, but you can feel free to. The thing about twins is they mirror each other. We mirror each other. So you can flip the energies. It's almost like this is you and this is your twin, and you're just like on the same side, on different sides of the same road. But both of you are choosing not to walk. You're just kind of in this spot, staring at each other, dumbfounded. Trying to understand, but understanding that you have a ways to go. I see this as like up-leveling, right? You have a ways to go. The problem right now for you is that you just don't know what that next step is. I'm going to ask Spirit, what is that next step for you? How can we get out of this place of indecision? Oh my God. Ten of Swords. I don't even know how to talk about this. Anytime you get a 10, yeah, there's this like truck here that's like roaring like a lion outside. It's just harsh, right? The Ten of Swords represents betrayal. Three of Swords represents heartbreak, and that's a massively sad card. But the Ten of Swords is like dead, done, over with, right? Just on the ground. I'm just going to stay down here for a while because in the back, right? This is really difficult. And I asked Spirit, what is the key to just getting on with it? We're going to start walking our path. The key is moving past the Ten of Swords. Thankfully, this is in the upright, and it should be. Because once we hit the 10 of something, we then go back to the ace. We go back to the 1, and we have a new beginning. And so Spirit is saying you are reaching that precipice. You have been so drained and so, I feel tired now. Like, you know, like me physically, me personally. I just feel like exhausted at this. This is so difficult. It's gut-wrenching. let all of this go. It's like you can't get any lower. So now you have to get up. Because you're on the ground. Now it's time to get up. You can't get any lower. This is rough. This is your energy. Yikes. Oh man, I really want you to listen to that Third Eye Blind song. I wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend. So the Fool card in the reverse. In the water sign energy reading, it came in the upright for their twin. For your twin, this is your twin's energy. It's in the reverse. Maybe your twin used to be in this like gung-ho, let's take a risk energy, and right now they're pulling back, way back. Way back. Maybe because they realize they hurt you. Maybe they realize you're hurting yourself. You're hurting yourself. Six of Cups. Don't think for 1 minute, though. Do not be mistaken for 1 second. It's not an iota of a minuscule of a second to think that your twin isn't loving or thinking about you, because Six of Cups shows me that they are. Why did I say Two of Cups? That just further affirms it. Six of Cups is memories, looking back on the past with rose-tinted glasses. But it does show me a Two of Cups in the center of all. They are looking back on the past with you, with love. They can't approach you right now because they see something in you that looks really scary. So they're just watching from a distance. When I say scary, it's more just like you're going through it. You're going through it right now. I can see that. If I can see it, they can see it too. And you know what I just heard? Like, maybe you've prided yourself on being the one in control of the situation. And maybe you don't feel like you're in control right now. And that just absolutely sends you into a spiral of destruction. These are very dramatic things that I'm saying right now, but sometimes this is the way the twin flame connection can be. It can be dramatic as hell and annoying. And yet, we love our person, can't help it. What did I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because it's ironic. Three of Swords in the reverse for your twin. At least you're trying to let it go. Get up off the ground now. They're still hurt. Heartbreak, heartache. They're still trying to let it go. They can't. Two of Pentacles in the reverse. They know, though, they need to put something down, because Two of Pentacles is about, thank you, Spirit. Two of Pentacles is all about, like, whenever I hear car horn honking, right? It's kind of clarifier from Spirit for me. They're just like kind of hammering home this message. Your twin, they might have been juggling something. Maybe your twin was juggling you and something else. And they need to put something down now. And I'm sorry if this feels really harsh, but it's like they can't do both anymore. They have to put something down for their own sanity. You don't want your twin to be in a place of codependency, just like you don't want to be in a place of codependency. So be thankful that they're trying to put something down. Do you want to be juggled? Do you want to be an option? No, you don't deserve that. Right? But they're going through their own demons right now and their own hurt with the Three of Swords in the reverse. This connection, Six of Pentacles in the reverse. There is no equal give and take at this time. You know what's crazy? See how there's this like shadow blue thing behind her? It's almost like I see that as you and your twin, like kind of superimposed on one another. See, these cards are so spare, but they give such like potent messages. Like you're trying to reach the state of nirvana or oneness. I am you and you are me. And we are all together. Yikes, that reminds me, it's a very specific X-Files episode. Shows you how old I am, but there's a crazy... Oh my god, I'm getting like a massive download right now. Okay, hold on. Oh, Spirit's freaking me out right now. Okay, not many of you may even know this reference, but you can verify it. I am so freaked out right now because I haven't thought about this X-Files episode in years. So even when I was younger, way before our spiritual awakening, I was always into these like paranormal weird stuff. I am so freaked out right now. Okay, hold on. There's an X-File episode that talks about genetically modified humans. Is early on, I don't even remember what episode it was. It was probably season 1 or 2. It was about a scientist who had replicated humans, but genetically modified them so that they would be at the pinnacle of intelligence. But what he didn't realize, and so then there was all of these multiples. They weren't just twins. They were multiples of the same, right? Like 10. The same little girl, for example. But what they realized in that episode was that they modified them to kind of be like super soldiers or beings without empathy. And one of the twins, these twins had grown up, and one of them was like in an insane asylum or something. And in that scene, she says, I am you and you are me and we are all together. I'm so freaked out right now because that episode is specifically about multiples and mirroring. And there are two particular twins in that episode because there are only 2 of them left from this one batch. Just go with me on this one, right? I know it sounds crazy. If you know this episode, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, because it was really freaky. It was an amazing episode, but it was really, really scary. But it's this idea, right, that the twins that were left were absolutely obsessed with one another. And they were doing very, very dastardly things to find their way back to one another, even though they were children, right? So it's this idea, right, that you don't want to sacrifice your empathy. You don't want to sacrifice your humanity. You don't want to sacrifice all the things that make you a sovereign person for your twin, because that just leads down a path of destruction. That's the whole point of me telling you that story. Anyway, moving on now. 6 of Pentacles in reverse. Things are not equal give and take. 4 of Pentacles in the reverse. So there's 2 Pentacles cards right there, Earth energy. So your twin may be an Earth sign. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. This talks about a vulnerability, an opening up of something, right? But Spirit is saying that in this connection, the both of you may be opening up and you both may be feeling a little cautious because it is not equal give and take right now. The energy is completely chaotic, right? I know this is probably not, I mean, I don't know, some of you turned this reading off already, but for those of you that are still here, I know that this resonates. Like, I can feel that it does. Like, it's not necessarily what you want to hear, but it's what you already know. What Spirit is saying is, please trust the process. It's part of the process. Because it's testing you. You're in this testing phase of, like, understanding who you are at the base of everything. Who you are without your twin. Who are you without your twin? You're a beautiful person. Can you, like, actually say that? 2 cards flipped out. 4 of Swords. Temperance. And look at the color scheme. Temperance is Sagittarius energy in the Major Arcana. So you could be dealing with a Sagittarius or have Sagittarius in prominent placements in your chart. Sagittarius energy is all about balance and all about, not balance in like of justice kind of way, not like equality, but balance in terms of transmutation. So where there is pain, there can also be power. Where there is hate, there could also be love. It's taking something that you're feeling and transmuting it within you. And when it comes back out of you, it is something evolved and spiritual and loving. 4 of Swords talks about a rest and recuperation period. It comes after the 3. So this is what this connection needs right now. It needs patience and it needs rest. Distance is also the word I just heard. If you're in separation from your twin, try to find a place to be thankful for that separation because you need it. Because the both of you together, like, it's passionate in your brain, but when you come together, it could just be a big hot mess. We're not trying to have hot mess. We're adults here. We're not trying to have hot mess. Man, this reading is long. Fire signs. Almost at 40 minutes. Advice from Spirit, 10 of Pentacles with the 5 of Swords in the reverse. Okay, 10 of Pentacles is bliss. It's financial abundance, good health, good fortune, stable family environment. It's here for you. All of that is here. It's very difficult for you to see right now. 5 of Swords can talk about winning at all costs. Are you trying to one-up your twin? I just saw this weird scenario in my mind. Actually, I feel as though your twin is mirroring your energy in this sentiment. And Spirit is showing it to me very clearly as a warning. Both of you are trying to one-up each other. Because it's almost like this is all I have left. This is all I have left to show for myself. Which is not bad. You've got a 10 of Pentacles. But Spirit is, this card is in reverse. This would be like one-upping, right? Spirit is showing this card in reverse as a warning to you. Don't try to do that. Don't try to brag to your twin about how happy you are. How happy you are. Just be happy. Has nothing to do with your twin at this time. Be in a space of gratefulness, thankfulness, gratitude. Because I feel like you are embodying this energy right now. But you're using it as a power play with your twin. And your twin is doing the same thing. This could just resonate for 1 or 2 people out there, but this is what I feel. Because it's advice from Spirit. And Spirit is giving me like caution, caution, caution. 1 more card to clarify, please. Seven of Swords. Look, I'm going to tell you something right now. The Seven of Swords. This is really intense. I feel really connected to Spirit right now because the messages are so super clear. Sometimes they're not clear, but today they're very clear. I can't stand both of these cards in the tarot. These are like my least favorite. Even the Three of Swords, you got like the trifecta of crappy right here in terms of energies that both of you are trying to work through. This is how I know it's a twin flame reading. Because it's like this, because this is what we're working through, right? I especially don't like these cards. This is a card of winning at all costs. This is a card of sneakiness. This can be procrastination. This can be strategy. This can be taking the advantage. These two cards are about taking the advantage over something. And Spirit is saying, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. You actually show your vulnerability when you try to take advantage over another. Don't even give it the time of day. If your twin is this is triggering. This is all trigger response. Please take that time you need to rest and recuperate and gather your strength. This is all triggering. Your twin is really getting to you right now. And I guarantee you, whatever you're doing to them to trigger them, it's working. Is this how you want to relate to the other piece of you, to the other side of you? No. Get to a place where you can feel love for them from a distance, at least for right now. I'm going to get one more card to see how they're thinking about you in at this time, and then we're going to bring the reading to a close. How is your twin thinking about you? 2 cards. You see? The World and the Death card. This is really, your spirit guides are strong here, like in this reading. Right? What did I said that the Fool's journey, we don't want to just stay at the Fool. We want to come to the world where we have a clarity and a sentience and an elevation. The Death card is about endings, bringing new beginnings, and the Phoenix rising from the ashes, closing out cycles that don't serve us. Both these cards are in reverse. I see you continuing to be in separation, but there's work to be done. Did you see that? Look at my light. You see this? That is not a coincidence. There's a halo. Fire signs. Okay, one of my candles just went out. I don't even know what to say anymore. I don't even know what to say. I always light 2 candles when I read to honor my twin flame connection. I'm going to say this to you with so much love and understanding of what it's like to be a twin. Please try to release your twin at this time. One, you can't concord with them. They're the other half of you, right? They're not going anywhere energetically. You love them, they love you. Just accept that. But in the 3D, it's toxic at this time. It's toxic. It's toxic. Start manifesting something beautiful for yourself. Okay? If you brought them into your life at this time, they will just make you angry. And they're taking energy from you. That's not right. That's not fair. Spirit is saying you have to end a cycle with this person. Yeah, I'm not telling you something you don't already know. You absolutely already know all of this. I wish you the best of luck, fire signs. I hear you. I feel this. I feel you in this reading. I hear you. I see your twin here. The whole thing. Open up to Spirit. Open up your third eye. Connect with Spirit. Focus on yourself and watch the abundance flow to you. That's the whole point. When you start to focus on yourself, Your money is going to raise up. Your friends are going to be amazing. You're going to get to experience all of these things because you're focusing on yourself. Okay? The next time I read a twin flame reading, the reading will be completely different. But it will be because you made different decisions. So that's your reading, fire signs. If this resonated, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, fire signs.